I had one super viral video. It was just a me DJing live. 2 weeks later, Missy Elliott shared my shit. And
yeah, that's what it was.
And then it all kind of like snowballed.
Yeah.
Stay off the cuff, that's OFF. Show them bars to the worldwide net. All the drinks made yet, pass one to me. Blessed he, the old-fashioned king, the old-fashioned king.
Virginia is for Grubbers. We are back again with another Old Fashioned Friday where we review old fashions every single Friday. Today we're at One Loudoun in Ashburn, Virginia at Sense of Thai. 3 years ago, we did our 4th or 5th episode at Sense of Thai. But the reason we're doing it today is because they have a brand new cherry blossom pop-up bar at Sense of Thai that has an entire cherry blossom cocktail menu. And one of them is called the Super Flat OF, AKA Old Fashioned, which is a Japanese whiskey-based old fashioned, hence cherry blossom theme. Today we have a special guest by the name of
Nick Spineli. I almost forgot my name.
Nick, it's your first time here in Loudoun County, Ashburn, Virginia.
It's nice. It's nice.
He was saying when he was driving in, he saw a couple Wegmans.
Yeah, there's signs. You know it's going to be a nice area. You know what I mean? There's always clues. Freshly painted lines on the road. Parking garage had the red and green lights, let you know where the parking spot's at, so you don't have to like actually turn your head. It's like unbelievable. You could just look up. And then now we got this.
We're gonna do a review of an old fashioned. Nick's actually blessing Ashburn tonight. He's gonna be DJing over at the Lost Fox tonight, which is a beautiful thing. But we're here to talk about old fashions. We review these old fashions off 4 things. I briefly gave you a rundown. It's 0 to 3 on appearance, first sip, overall taste, 0 through 1 on the overall ambiance of the establishment. We typically do the appearance first.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
Glass, solid glass.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a unique glass. Now, the ice blows me away with the bumpies on top.
They call this the honeycomb ice.
Fire. Perfectly cut in there. You got the lemon and orange twists perfectly laid in there. I like the color of it. Overall look, I mean, I'm impressed.
When they gave them to us, I was like, where are the regular glasses at? This isn't the typical glass that they use here. I like the glasses that they use here so much that my home bar, I asked them where they bought them. I bought a whole case for my home bar, and that's the only glasses that I use to serve old fashions inside my house. So this isn't actually the typical glass. There's so many old fashions being served here right now that they're out of the actual regular glass here, which is a beautiful problem to have if you're a restaurant. But I agree. Honeycomb ice cube. They're using clarified ice, which we always stress. And if you don't have clarified ice, you can get the best clarified ice at stillice.com. They hand cut the ice so it drops perfectly into the cocktail. Little orange and lemon peel there, perfectly cut. Off of appearance, always stress, you're not getting anything above a 2.5 if you don't have clarified ice. They have the clarified ice. I like when they do something a little extra, like a stamp or maybe a fancy garnish. They have 2 garnishes and the honeycomb ice, which I think is beautiful. I'm gonna go 2.9 off of appearance. What do you got?
I'm right there with you. I mean, the only thing that would have put me to a 3 is like a more unique glass that we were talking about. So, you know what I mean? But you can't hate on them. If you came here and bought this drink, it would come in the awesome glass and you'd be a 3. So we're just 2 9s because of the situation at hand.
Correct.
Popular drink.
We're gonna jump into this first sip. This is called the Super Flat Old Fashioned. It's in matcha infused Japanese whiskey, which is actually toki, bourbon, black sugar, and a little bit of black walnut bitters. Suntory is the oldest distillery in Japan. Last year they celebrated their 100th year anniversary, so this year they're 101. Some would argue they make the best whiskey in the world, like on an international tip. My home bar would also argue that because I have a ton of Suntory, Yamazaki, Hibiki, etc. So using a Suntory whiskey, it's gonna give a little bit of a more malt flavor as opposed to your regular bourbon old fashioned. That's gonna taste a little bit more like a Scotch old fashioned, if you will. First sip, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it going. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, cheers.
What are you thinking off that first sip?
Definitely smooth. Less sweet than a traditional old fashioned.
With that said, you sent me an old fashioned that you said was really good one day at
Longhorn Steakhouse.
You sent me an old fashioned.
I gave you a whole review
of Longhorn Steakhouse, which I'm actually gonna drop that episode one day. And he said it was really good. So I think he's used to a little bit on the sweeter side.
Actually, I'm a Scotch guy.
Okay.
So I just always think of old fashions as like a sweet thing. So me and my wife went to Memphis one year. They are like, everything's sort of sweet there. So it was all sweet. So like my taste for an old fashioned is like on the sweeter side.
Got it.
Which is probably less experienced. Yeah. I'm probably like GED level right now, and I'm talking to a doctorate. God, I like it though. I think it's very smooth.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
balanced.
I think the smoothness, that's really how we sum up the first sip and overall taste. So out of 3, what are you thinking?
I would say 2.6.
2.6, fair score. Again, I'm a massive Japanese whiskey fan. If I'm drinking whiskey now, I'm going for a lot of the Suntory brands. I'm gonna go 2.9. We're gonna slowly sip the rest of this, and then we're gonna do 0 through 1 on the ambiance.
I mean, honestly, overall vibes, I think it's beautiful in here. I love the colors. And isn't like cherry blossoms around here, right? There's significance in that?
DC cherry blossoms are popping up right now. Sense of Thai set the bar for a lot of restaurants throughout this entire county as far as the cocktails were concerned, as far as the entertainment was concerned. They were really the first cocktail bar that started doing like some high-end cocktails using a lot of the high-end products like the clarified ice. They were also the first people to actually hire DJs, which is your world. When they first did it, there was a lot of mixed feelings about it. And now every restaurant in this plaza is following suit and now has a DJ.
I will say that's a testament to they hired the right guys too, because you bring the wrong DJs in somewhere, it's not going to work out. They obviously brought the right DJs in here who played the room right, were able to build a crowd, which allowed other restaurants, okay, well, we got to do this shit too, you know what I mean?
Shout out to DJ Snow and DJ Flo. They kind of molded the place. 0 through 1 off of Ambiance. I would give it 1 million if I could. I go full 1. What are you thinking?
0.9, because I don't know why that rooster's there. The rooster's out of place.
Going 0.9.
There's a cock on the wall.
So cheers again, bro. We're gonna sip it like a gentleman.
When's the breathalyzer?
Not till 1 a.m., dog.
Ooh. Very balanced. I like it a lot. It's making me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
I know one day you called me and you were like, man, you really critique a lot about these things. You even talk about the ice. The reason this is consistent, obviously the mixologists here do a phenomenal job, but the clarified ice has a large part to do with that because it doesn't water down the beverage. Where if you just use regular ice, it's gonna melt extremely fast and then it's just gonna taste like, you know, like a watered down cocktail. Clarified means there's no air in it. So whenever you have clouds, the clouds in the ice is air, which means there's actual less ice because there's more air, which means it'll melt faster because there's not as much ice in that piece of ice.
Does that influence the taste at all?
It'll influence the taste because it'll melt faster and then you'll get a more watered down cocktail. They order this ice from an actual company that makes it, chops it up.
There's just an ice guy and he brings it in with dry ice and like in coolers or something like that?
Correct.
No
they
way.
They hand deliver it. Stillice.com will hand deliver it to your restaurant or your door.
That's insane.
They deliver it to my house.
So you got an ice guy?
Yeah.
You literally have an ice man.
100%, dude.
Wow. They deliver to Jersey? I'd love to have an ice man.
I don't know about Jersey, but I can make some things happen. I'll get you a shipment shipped out. We'll make it work. No. Maybe this is last sip, but cheers, brother. Nick Spineli, event DJ, you also do some nightlife as well. You've been producing content since the day I met you. I remember we had a conversation. I was like, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna get to a level that's unheard of.
I had one super viral video. It was just a me DJing live. 2 weeks later, Missy Elliott shared my shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then it all kind of like snowballed after that.
You were making the infamous face in that video too. We'll post a picture of the face.
Well, I just naturally make that face. I can't help it. Me and you met at a wedding in 2015 at Trump National Golf Course in Pine Hill, New Jersey. You were videoing it and you were the first person I ever seen with a gimbal. You had MK1 gimbal. Like, the thing was like enormous. It was like this big. And you were like holding it and doing it. I'm like, dude, this dude's like an alien. What's he doing with that thing? What is it? And you explained to me what it was. I was like, whoa. And then we followed each other on social media and I've been keeping up ever since. So
overall taste, what are you thinking?
After completing this cocktail, I'm gonna go bold right now. I feel it right here. I think it's a 3-0. I had a great,
You're gonna go up to a 3-0.
I'm gonna go up to 3-0.
That's a first off of first sip to 3-0.
Every sip, it just got better and better.
Going full 3 after a 2.6. This has never happened, by the way. As far as overall, I'm gonna stick to the same. I'm gonna go 2.9. So there we have it. Sense of Thai Cherry Blossom Pop-Up Bar. I'm at a 9.7 Nick Spineli.
9.4.
Cheers, bro.